Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over all of your questions. If you're new here, make sure to hit subscribe, and for all of you, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, especially if you want to see more content just like this. The first question that I got on Facebook is, how do we let go of the notion that we paid for it and it's still good? This is I feel like one of my first questions that I ever addressed with myself. It's so hard to get past the idea that we're wasting items just because we're letting go of it, when in reality, it should be the complete opposite. If you think about a pair of jeans sitting in your closet or your dresser, and maybe you've never worn them, but you spent $50 on them. That's $50 of your money that's already been spent, and your jeans have been sitting there unworn for however long. Something that I want you to think about is, how much is your clutter actually costing you? Because if you're getting rid of something and that feels like it's wasteful to you, what about the space in your home that your items are taking up? To me, I think my space in my home is far more valuable than things I'm not using or things I don't need anymore. The money's long gone. It's already been spent. If you can at least let go of your old things, you're giving them a fighting chance to be used again by someone else. So they can collect dust in your house, or they can be appreciated by someone new. You can try to sell it, or if it takes too long to sell, I usually give my items a week tops. And if they don't sell within that first week, I donate it, because then I know at least it's going to someone else in need. Now, the next question that was from Facebook: kitchen devices that are helpful but only serve one purpose, like an egg slicer. Unnecessary? Okay. This is a really great question because, as you might have heard, I'm working on a video for you guys about decluttering my small appliances. If you use that egg slicer and you use it often enough to truly appreciate it, or if you use it once a year and it mostly is just a nuisance in one of your drawers, maybe you don't need it. Would you be able to accomplish things without this device or without this appliance? Or is it absolutely crucial to the success of your cooking? Could you mince your garlic without a garlic mincer? Could you slice the egg without an egg slicer? That's the point. My next question, this one is actually a little bit more serious, and it is how to help family members or friends with decluttering, even if they are blind or in denial at how bad their living situation is getting. First, I want you to check in with your friend and ask them, how are you doing? Give them a chance to open up to you. There might be something going on with them, and they may not know how to express their feelings. And they very well could deny that something is going on. If they deny that something is wrong, simply let them know, hey, I've noticed your home, and it is a little concerning to me. I just want to make sure that you're okay and that you're safe. If your friend is defensive, it's okay. That's a natural response, and it's not your fault. You're doing the best you can by bringing this up to them, and maybe they're not ready to hear that. That's okay, because everybody heals on their own time. But one of the most important things that I want you to realize is that if you're bringing this up to your friend who needs help, offer to help them. If you're bringing this to your friend's attention, but you are unwilling to help them, that can be very discouraging to them. By offering your help, you're showing them that you're truly on your side and you're willing to do whatever it takes to help them get back on their feet. And the next question is, how do you declutter kid stuff when you're planning to have more? I love that question because I'm literally in the same boat right now. When we expect our first child, we get ready, right? There are so many things we think we're gonna use, we think we need, and we don't end up using it. We have to figure out what works for us. So there are a lot of things that come with trial and error. I mean, life is trial and error. Parenthood is too. So now that you are through the first few stages of your first child, you can look back and figure out what you used and what you didn't. Take a look through what you have and set aside anything that you never used. Those are easy donations, because if you never used them with your first kid, are you going to use them with your second? What are the reasons you never used them? Were they an off season? If they were clothes and they just weren't the right season, yeah, maybe keep those for the next kid. They might actually be able to use them. And honestly, even if you decide to use it later with the next kid, it's not guaranteed. So think about how much the item costed you or would cost you to buy it again, and use that. to determine if it's worth getting rid of, because if you decide to use it again down the road, there might be a better version that you are far more interested in using next time. Whether it's a few months or a few years from now, the next time you have a child, there might be something completely different or updated that you would rather use anyway. And then the other item would go to waste. Next, take a look at the items you did try and you didn't like. You can get rid of those too. You more than likely won't use them for the next kid, especially if you didn't like them the first time around. Now, if you have an abundance of clothes like we do, take a look through what you never used, what you never put your child in, and ask yourself, why did you never use them? Do you see yourself using them next time? You know, if you have a lot of new clothes that you never got through, if you donate those, that would be a huge blessing to someone who, A, cannot afford to buy brand new clothes from a store and buy secondhand, or it could be a huge blessing to someone who is at a shelter and literally cannot afford to buy anything. So think about that. Now, the next thing to consider, if there are any clothes that are completely impractical, whether they're adorable or not, if they're impractical, they might not have ever been worn, or even if they were worn, they probably still look brand new because you may not have kept your baby in them for very long. I'm talking like photo shoots, things like that. Me personally, when I had my son and he was within his first few months, I think he was in sleepers for 99% of the time. So take the impractical stuff and determine if they are worth taking up space in your home. Probably not if the child will never use it anyway. Now, an example would be extravagant newborn outfits. Are you really gonna dress your newborn baby boy in that tuxedo? Probably not, but if so, more power to you. So hopefully these tips help you clear out the storage that you have for your first child and still keep you prepared for your next one. All right, now the next question or topic would be kitchen drawer organizing or fridge organizing. This is something that I've actually been wanting to do for a long time. I just have to find the time. At this rate, I'll probably end up with a video on this too. So for right now, while I add this to my long list of video topics that I have yet to create for you guys, my first tip would be to tackle your most high traffic drawers first. If you're constantly accessing them, you want them to be organized and decluttered first. It just makes sense, right? For example, my utensil drawer, I have way too many items in there. So pull all of your utensils out, sort them by type. How many duplicates do you have? Do you have any favorites? And do you have any that you don't like? If there's any that you don't like, just get rid of them. It really makes no sense to keep them if you don't like them anyway. And what did you pull from the back of the drawer? Did you forget you had anything? If there's anything you forgot was even there, maybe they're just something you didn't know what to do with, so you stuck it in the back to begin with. You can get rid of that. One thing I love about keeping utensil drawers organized is actually adding in separators or organizing spacers. Those help keep your different sections in your utensil drawer, and then it keeps them from sliding all the way around. That's like my biggest problem, and I have those dividers added to my Amazon list waiting for me to purchase them, but trying to save money here. Okay, my next question. My husband is drowning in credit card offers by snail mail. How do you get that to stop? I'm so glad this question came up because I was wondering the same thing for myself. There are ways that you can actually opt out of those things. And instead of putting them here on screen, I'm going to put them in the description. So make sure to check that out here at the end of the video. Now, the next question is a really good one. What do you do with old socks and undergarments? I want to declutter them, but feel weird donating or guilty throwing them out if they are still in good condition. I appreciate your help. This might sound weird. Hear me out. You can donate them. You can. Obviously, secondhand undergarments are not ideal. I personally would not want to buy them. And so I've never actually donated mine to anywhere like Goodwill, another thrift store, or any shelters. That's just not something personally that I feel they want. And maybe I should look into that. But here's what I can tell you to do instead. Your undergarments can be donated so that they can be recycled. Isn't that great? I can't tell you how many torn socks or old underwear that we've thrown out because we didn't know what to do with them. And sure, we could have used the socks as rags, but that's not my favorite thing. I personally am not a fan of that. So they were thrown out. And now that I've learned that you can actually recycle them, I wish I would have been doing this all along. There are actually companies and organizations that want your old undergarments, because what they do is they take them and repurpose them into brand new undergarments, and they are completely recycled. So no matter what the condition, they actually want your old undergarments. It doesn't matter if they have holes, stains, you name it. They'll take those undergarments, the fabrics, they will completely transform them into brand new underwear. You wouldn't even recognize them because they basically take the fabrics and turn it into something else. I absolutely love this, and I'm gonna be gathering all of our old stuff, and you can bet that I'm gonna be donating them all to organizations like this that can get them recycled. Now, the next question is best tips for decluttering clothes, please. Guys, clothes are tough. I always start with what I have in storage first, and most of the time I let go of the majority of it. It's mostly because of gaining and losing weight, and every time I've gained and lost weight, I've ended up needing new clothes anyway, because my clothes just didn't fit my body the way they did before. Your body can gain and lose weight in different areas, in different ways, especially after I had a baby. My body is so different than it was before. And even though I'm only a size or two up in some things, same size in other things, they just don't fit the way they used to, and I'm not comfortable in them. So I cut my losses. I just said, you know what? I would rather have the space in my home and make room for better things. Make room for the things that actually fit me and make me feel good the way I am now. And then whenever I see something in my closet currently hanging up and I'm like, man, I have not worn that in at least a year, or I don't wear it because it doesn't fit me, I usually pull those out and I add them into the giveaway pile. If you're hanging up your laundry and you don't have enough hangers, look through what you've got and find one to get rid of. You should have enough hangers in your closet for all of the clothes that you actively wear. If you don't have enough hangers or enough space, then it's time to cut down on some clothes or put away the clothes in storage that you will actually wear time to time, like summer dresses or sweater dresses for different seasons. Put those away and come back to them. Next question is, how do I stop being sentimental about everything I own? This one hits close to my heart. I am so sentimental. It may not look like it because I've gotten rid of a ton of stuff, but I'm telling you, I've made so much progress. I used to keep everything. Literally, I never got rid of anything. Everything has value, and it is up to you to determine how much. Now, I got a few souvenirs from my honeymoon with my husband, and although they were really nice, pretty cute to have in our house because, you know, then they could bring back some memories, they weren't essential. You know, I really wasn't attached to them. I think I actually got them at a gift shop in the airport, not actually at the resort that we went to. So those really weren't that sentimental after I thought about it. And I got rid of a couple. I held on to one, but I didn't need all of them. And I still might get rid of the other one. I haven't decided yet. Something that is really sentimental to me that I've actually saved is the shirt I wore on my very first date with my now husband. You know, when we first went on that date, I had no idea that this would be the guy I would end up marrying. And I wore my favorite shirt at the time because I felt my best in it. And here we are. So I could never get myself to let go of that shirt, even though it doesn't fit me anymore. It's not my style, at least not the style that I would like to wear right now. But the shirt itself brings back so much joy to me, and I love to have it. I love having it in my closet, and it's okay to have a few items like that. Hi, baby, come here.
What the?
Okay, go see Dada.
Bye-bye.
My son is not happy because I need to finish filming and he wants mama. Okay, real quick so I can finish this up for you guys. I saved this shirt because it makes me joy, and clearly, you know, we have a whole life together now with a son and this amazing life. So it's a shirt that I'm okay with holding on to, and I don't need to get rid of it. You know, just because you let go of something that means a lot to you or meant a lot to you in the past, it doesn't mean that you love the memory or a person any less just because that person gave it to you. It's okay to let go of things that just don't mean that much to you anymore. Maybe you have something new from that person. You know, I have things from my husband that mean more to me than a little souvenir from an airport gift shop. And that's why I was okay with getting rid of that, because I have the shirt from our first date, or I have my wedding ring, or the necklace that he gave me at our wedding. Things that mean so much more to me that I'll hold on to instead. But remember, if it is something that you want to hold on to, there's no shame in that. You know, it's okay to love items because they bring you joy. I have plenty of those myself. Just think about how much it actually means to you and if it's worth keeping in your space. Even though that souvenir was cute in the moment, it ended up being surface clutter that I really didn't appreciate having in my space. Now the next question is, what made you decide to start decluttering? So long story short, I was so overwhelmed being a new mother, and like I've told you, I never got rid of anything. So by the time I became a mother and I had postpartum depression and anxiety, my house, my entire environment was way too overwhelming for me, and I had to do something about it. I had been struggling with my mental health, my self-image, and my house was a mess all the time. So I had to do something about it. I quickly realized I had too much in my house and it was time to start getting rid of stuff. As I started getting rid of things, I noticed that my mind was so much more clear. By decluttering my house and my environment, I was actually decluttering my mind too. And that's why I kept going, and I became so passionate about it for myself, for my family, and for all of you guys. I actually had a little area in my basement that I would stash all of the things that I wanted to sell, because I was convinced that if I had to get rid of something, I wanted money back for it. It didn't work, because that area just kept piling up with more and more and more junk, and I never got any money back for it, ever. So eventually I hauled all of it to Goodwill, and don't get me started on Goodwill. You guys donate it to wherever you want to donate it to, even if that is Goodwill. I know that they're a big company, but honestly, the most important part of decluttering is getting things out of your house as soon as possible. So if that means taking it to Goodwill, so be it. I donate my things to a nonprofit small thrift store that actually helps charities and shelters in my city. And so by taking my clutter to that thrift store, I'm giving back to my community. That's just what I do. But if I didn't have a store like that, I'd probably still give it to Goodwill, because I need to get that stuff out of my house for my own mental health. And you know, sometimes we think our old clutter is more valuable than it actually is. And sometimes we think it's trash when it's actually someone else's treasure. So always keep that in mind. Don't throw your good stuff away, just donate it. Just take it somewhere or post it in your Facebook Buy Nothing group. Post it online. Someone might actually want it and they might be willing to come pick it up for you. Problem solved. Okay, and my last question to address today is, what about all of the "but maybe I'll use it one day" items? If you stored it because you might use it one day, you probably won't use it. I mean, really. How long has it been in storage? Have you used it since you put it away? What's the actual reason that you're holding on to these items? Clothes seem to be the best example of this right now, just because those I feel are the most common. Maybe I'll wear it one day. How long have you been saving these items? Do they still have tags on them? Are they even your size? What are your sentimental attachments to them? Do they bring you good memories, or do they actually bring you bad memories? If they bring you bad memories or unpleasant feelings, do yourself a favor and let go of it. I cannot tell you how many t-shirts and things from high school that I let go of because I don't have the best memories of high school. So why would I keep that in my house as a reminder every time I see it? So I got rid of that stuff. If you're saving it because you might need it one day because you don't want to buy it again later, how much would it actually cost you to buy it again? If you needed it, would it cost you $500 to buy it again, or would it cost you $5? Or somewhere in between? How much is it worth it to you? And would you be willing to spend that money again if you could ever need it? And even then, it's not guaranteed. But I think the most important part of that is, will you actually use it? Have you used it since you put it away? And what would it cost you to buy it again? Now, this is all for the Q&A video today. I really hope you guys were able to learn something, and please let me know what other questions you guys have or any follow-up questions on what we discussed today. I would love to know more from you guys. I want to hear from you. So drop your new questions here in the comments, or do me a favor and go over to the submission form in my link tree or added to the description of this video and add your questions there. If you add them there, I will definitely put them in one of my future videos. If you add them to the comments, I will do my best to get it added to the list. But until next time, please give this video a comment on what you think, give it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm still decluttering and I'm still trying to simplify my life, and I would love to share my journey with you all. So I guess until next time.